Ciao, Trenders here. Today's topic, big business moves. Let's start what is going to be a complex video with an easy question. Do you use X, the social media platform? And if so, how long have you been using it? Well, I don't know about you, but one thing I confidently wish had never happened is Elon Musk's first acquisition of the platform. So many things have happened ever since he got it, but the funniest of them all to me is that he managed to devalue it, according to the investment giant Fidelity, by over 70% in less than 2 years. However, less than a week ago, on the 28th of March, Elon Musk did a quite unexpected maneuver. He announced that he would be selling his social media platform, X, to his own artificial intelligence company, fittingly called XAI, for $33 billion. So let's cover why he did that, what it implies, and if he's in legal trouble. First of all, we need to remember what happened to Twitter ever since Musk got it, because background is key in this case. So, he acquired the whole Twitter in October 2022. One of the most decisive, as well as controversial, things that he did was to rebrand the social media app from the iconic Twitter to X. Why? His main objective was to create an app that could potentially become the everything app for everyone. He planned to include not only the social media aspect, but payments and banking. It's basically similar to what WeChat does in China, except it's advertised more for the rest of the world. And also, Elon Musk has got a special affinity with the letter X, especially since it appeared in his other projects like SpaceX, Tesla's Model X, his own child, that name. So it wouldn't be wrong to assume that he's trying to create his own brand identity with that letter, though I'm not really sure what to think about that weird thing that he did at Trump rallies like 4 times. And I understand that technically it wasn't him who did it, the CEO of the time was Linda Yaccarino, but it's still his company, so everything the company does will reflect on him. Oh yeah, another very controversial one. Verifications stopped meaning anything. He decided that anyone could have the blue check mark, which was initially added to the platform for the sake of being able to identify who's a genuine actor and who's just a bored 14-year-old who's impersonating as them. The only requirements needed were a phone number, an account who didn't violate any rules, and the willingness to pay $8 a month. And if you were verified before this happened, it was pretty much worthless. If you refused to pay your X membership, no matter if you were verified beforehand or not, you would not have your checkmark. More importantly though, this meant that so many people started impersonating everything. From companies like Nintendo, Chiquita, or even Elon Musk's own company, Tesla, to sports accounts like LeBron James, and even to some important names like Donald Trump or Joe Biden or Jesus Christ. Because yes, of course. So the checkmark really stopped meaning anything to anyone. It was just a way for some people to display how big their wallet was. Funnily enough, some people like Stephen King, Neil deGrasse Tyson, or even the Massachusetts Institute of Technology still maintained their checkmarks without paying anything. But they weren't happy about it. It seems though that some people were really attracted to this new Twitter blue, because apparently even the deceased basketball champion Kobe Bryant decided that he wanted to get his account verified. And not a fake one, it's not a fake or a troll, it's his actual account. Verifications from one day to the other essentially stopped being a way to understand if an account was legitimate or not, and instead started becoming more of a reason to be made fun of. Thankfully, the impersonation mess was mitigated, and Elon Musk decided to split the blue checkmark into 3 different categories: gold for companies, gray for government institutions, and blue for everyone else. But X definitely took a big hit on its reputation. Oh, and remember when he removed the ban from previously banned accounts like Donald Trump? For a bit of a refresher, after the 2020 USA presidential elections, the current US president started inciting his fans to rebel against what he claimed was electoral fraud, and on January the 6th, 2021, they stormed the Capitol. 2 days later, Twitter banned Trump's account due to concerns about incitement of violence. Well, in November 2022, Elon Musk posted a poll asking if Twitter should reinstate the account, and with 51.8% of yes votes, the ban was finally lifted. This caused incredible debates and discussions all over the internet, with some people claiming that Trump didn't break any rules and was instead being sabotaged for his 2024 run for presidency, which was announced, you'll never believe this, just a couple of days before. Also, another effect of Elon's first acquisition was the incredible decrease in moderation. partly because he fired many of his employees, but also because he was trying to promote freedom of speech. Well, apparently, freedom of speech includes a 500% rise in the usage of racial slurs, along with anti-Semitic tweets and general troll behavior that didn't help at all with the reputation of the platform. In fact, X has started incrementally losing its advertisers, especially due to Elon's increasingly doubtful management decisions, and by February 2023, just 4 months after he got the company, more than half of its top 1,000 advertisers stopped working with Twitter. Now that we've got the context of what happened with X in the past 2.5 years, let's cover what XAI is. Elon Musk founded this company in 2023, especially to compete with other big AI giants like OpenAI, Microsoft, Google. Fun fact, the date the company was officially announced, which was the 12th of July 2023, was, according to Elon, a reference to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, since the sum of the numbers 7, 12, and 23 was, yeah, you guessed it, 42. He wanted to emphasize how much XAI was determined to discover the universe, just like how 42 is the answer to the ultimate question in life. Although the answer to the question, how many millions did Elon raise, despite claiming that XAI was not seeking any more funding after December 2023, other than the 134 millions it got, is not 42, but 12 billions. Yes, OpenAI has got $40 billion of funding in a single round, but it still baffles me how quickly he backtracked from his statement to then proceed and acquire 100 times the budget he initially thought was enough. In 2024, he launched Colossus, a supercomputer, as well as Prompt IDE, which is a development environment, and Grok, his own AI. I'd give you an in-depth analysis of this AI and how powerful it is compared to others, but it would turn into a 30-minute video and I'm already sliding a bit off topic here, so I will just stick with it's a good AI, but there are better ones out there. Funnily enough, XAI made an offer almost 2 months ago on the 10th of February to acquire OpenAI for $97 billion. This one is a very long story, but OpenAI and Elon Musk go way back. If you want to learn more about it, let me know in the comments and I will make a video dedicated to it. Long story short, as of now, Musk's offer was rejected. So, we looked at what Twitter became under Elon's leadership, apart from X. We looked at what XAI is, and now the obvious question. What do these two have in common? What does this deal make of each of them? First and foremost, we saw X's value be reinstated slightly above the 44 millions that Elon Musk paid to acquire Twitter in the first place. However, from the $45 billion value, we have to subtract $12 billion in debt, therefore getting the $33 billion that I've talked about until now. And this move, if you really think about it, actually makes sense. It means that he managed to create a balance between the rapid growth of XAI and the economic struggles of X. Although some people think that since it was a deal done by only trading shares, he might have overpaid X by using inflated shares. Or, in simpler terms, Elon might have artificially boosted XAI's value up to $80 billion to make buying Twitter for $33 billion seem more reasonable, therefore boosting both companies' values at the same time. Economics aside, this trade also meant that right now, X's social media aspect, all the human interactions that happened on the platform for almost 20 years, have been combined with XAI's artificial intelligence capabilities. This essentially means that Grok AI has got more data samples to train upon, and at the same time, X can be powered by an always more efficient AI. I mean, Grok is already present inside X. It can generate images, it can summarize posts, replies, threads, and also improve posts. Not that I need it, I mean, I don't use Twitter that much, but still. To summarize things up, this merger has effectively got some benefits other than trying to get X out of the financial mess it got in. It means that XAI now has got X's data for AI training, which it already had before, but we can expect things to go even further now. If XAI managed to train Grok with even more samples, it would be able to compete even more with other AIs like ChatGPT or Claude Sonnet, therefore creating even more competition. Also, as I just mentioned, this would effectively bring new features inside X, and since Elon wants to make of this app the everything app, it would absolutely contribute towards achieving that goal. However, there is a lot to take in consideration. First of all, remember that this is a trade that happened between two private companies, and so there is no way to know the details, especially if the valuations of X and XAI are accurate or if something shady happened behind the scenes. In fact, a lot of people are skeptical about these very high values, especially xAI's $80 billion. Just as an example, OpenAI is valued at $86 billion, and Anthropic, which for those who don't know is the company behind Claude Sonnet, is valued at just 60. Moreover, xAI's value is solely based on investor optimism, not revenue figures. So it raises some eyebrows how Elon's 2-year-old company is basically just as worth as basically the biggest AI company in the whole world, which was born in 2015. All of this throws Elon even further down in his ongoing fraud lawsuit, which alleges that he delayed the disclosure of his preliminary investment on purpose, misleading other Twitter investors in the process. So yeah, still not the best advertisement for his brand. Also, the fact that he sold X, that he owns, to xAI, that he owns, are we completely sure that all the other investors are okay with that? Doesn't this seem like a move that would only benefit Elon himself? Still, this seems to me like a very high-risk gamble that Elon wanted to take to try and mitigate things. Yeah, it does bring some benefits, but he was already doing some of those things that combine X with xAI, so it seems to me more of a business move rather than a tech-oriented move. To conclude, yeah, if Elon manages to make of this project something successful, something that starts to revolutionize social medias by making them more and more integrated with AI, then good for him. If him selling Twitter to xAI ends up being like putting a patch on a broken arm, then I'm sure he might need to start worrying, because there will be a lot of legal and economic issues that he will need to address. But hey, he can still have some fun in the meantime playing Diablo 4, right? Thank you for watching, see you next time. Ciao!